Hi everybody, it's the Soap Man and it's time to make some soap. So I'm actually filming this one today. I did this pour a few weeks ago and somebody said that she would like to see the pour, so I thought I'll go ahead and film this one. This is the one, I believe it's called Orange Cognac Pour, and like this was the end result. You know, each of the bars is distinctly different. But anyway, with this one, what I do is essentially the column pour minus the column. So I'm using my Workshop Heritage mold. Now, traditional column pour, you take something like a column and put in the center and pour on top of it. I'm not doing that. I'm just pouring each color directly into the center and letting it spread out. And then I'll take my thermometer and do sort of like a spiderweb thing. So anyway, crucial part to this pour is having a thin batter the entire pour. So you need a slow moving batter and you need a fragrance that behaves, which I'm using Shave and a Haircut from Brambleberry. I love this one. It smells like a barbershop and it has a long lasting strong scent and behaves very well. My four colors will be white with titanium dioxide, Klein blue, sea green, and amaranth pink. And to do this, I am a huge fan. I am completely stuck on soaping at room temperature, which these are. I mixed these up last night. They sit and cool down overnight. And taking your whisk and just hand stirring it and only stick blending it right before you do the pour. So like I have my room temperature oils, I have my room temperature lye water. Now I'm not going to subject you through the entire pour, but the entire mix, but just put your room temperature lye into your room temperature oils. And then take a wire whisk. You could do a spatula, I guess, but I think a wire whisk does a better job. And you can see it's already started to incorporate the lye and the oils together. But I'm going to do this for about a minute, maybe 2 minutes. I'm not going to subject it to that. And then I'm going to measure it equal into my 4 containers. So I'll bring you back once I've gotten this mixed and into my 4 containers. I'll see you in a bit. Alright, everything's mixed up. I have my titanium dioxide mixed in water. I know a lot of times you've watched me stick blend it in, and most of the time it works, but where I'm wanting to keep it really thin, I don't want to do that extra stick blending. And I did a stronger than usual water discount to accommodate for the extra water I'm putting in. So there's our white. This will be our sea green. This is our amaranth pink from Nurture Soap. And since these are micas, they will easily blend in by hand. Just stir in by hand. And our Klein blue. And as always, we'll stir them by hand, lightest to darkest. Of course, this won't really lighten up until I stick blend it. Because there's been no stick blending at all on these. Some greens do a really funky green. I know Green Vibrance especially. I'm not sure if this does or not. I really don't remember. I haven't used it in a while. It looks like it's holding its color, but even when they do, they always saponify back to their normal color. A light pink. And our Klein Blue. And because I know from experience that not only is the batter going to behave exceptionally well, this fragrance behaves exceptionally well, I'm just going to go ahead and mix it in before I stick blend. Alright. Now let's give these a good hefty stick blend and get them ready to pour. Alright. And those are the orders I plan to pour them. And this is going to be a long pour. I'm not going to speed it up, but I probably won't talk, so kind of how you want to handle it. Watch and enjoy. Speed it up. Basically, I'm just going to pour each color right in the center of the mold and let it spread out until they're all completely poured. So probably won't be doing a whole lot of talking here. All right, and the leftover in the containers, I will scrape those out and put those into a little individual cavity mold and make 1 bar of soap with those. So at this point, if I had a column in there, I'd gently pull the column out, but I just go right in the center, and this is where I make the spiderweb design. And you're going to see it on the top, but the real difference is going to be inside the soap. So I push it all the way down. And that's it. And I'll put this to bed. I'll kind of do that a little off camera, but that's what I have for right now. Now I will spray this with rubbing alcohol and let it sit 5 minutes and squirt it again. Because I'm soaping at room temperature, I am going to put this on a heating pad for about a half an hour to heat it up and encourage gel and wrap it up in a heavy blanket. And I'll be back tomorrow for the cut. So I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, it's the next day and I'm back to cut our soap. I went ahead and split this into logs. Now, if you can look, the top's kind of plain, really not a whole lot there. You can see the distinct spider web. If you look at the sides, you can tell it's going to look a lot better, but the real true difference is on the inside. Just look at that. Log 1, the center log. And the third log. Love it. So let's just cut these into bars and see what we have. I don't know why I don't do this pour more often, because the result is pretty striking. So these are toward the center, but look at that. And let's get some toward the end, because they're all going to look different. The center log is going to look different. So let's do the center log and see what it looks like. So here's some of the end. Yep, very different from the others. Then we're getting into the different colors. Now this is closer toward the center where I poured, where all the soap was poured. And on that center log, here's toward the end. And let's do the other end log and see what it looks like. So these are the end pieces. They're different from the first log. And then like these are toward the center. And the end of this log looks a lot like that. So I love this pour. I'm going to have to remember that and do this a lot more often. The key is a thin batter. And you saw me at the beginning, if you watched the video, you saw me. I am absolutely sold on soaping at room temperature and only hand stirring until I'm ready to pour the batter. Only stick blending at that point. Gives me plenty of time to work with, even with a batter that doesn't behave quite so well. So I'll line these up and get a picture, and I hope y'all enjoyed this. And like always, thanks for all your support, and thanks for watching, and y'all stay safe, take good care of yourselves, and be blessed. Bye, everybody.